2 3 4เทส1 2 3 4ได้ยินเสียงไหมครับ
ได้ยินครับได้ยินครับ
เปิดหน่อยสวัสดีทุกท่านครับจากมท.อีสานนะครับขออนุญาตทดสอบเสียงครับ ทุกท่านได้ยินเสียงผมไหมครับ สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับได้ยินครับ
สวัสดีครับเขาแชร์วิดีโออยู่เขาเลยไม่มีเสียงหรอก
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear
สวัสดี
you.
ครับผมจากมทอีสานครับขออนุญาตทดสอบเสียงครับ
ได้ยินแล้วครับ
เสียงไมค์รถเข้าอยู่ใช่ไหม
ได้ยินเสียงแล้วครับ
2 3 4 เทส 1 2 3 4สวัสดีครับเขาไม่ได้ยินเสียงเราหรือเราไม่ได้ยินเสียงเขาวะว่านั้นที่เข้าไปสูงสวัสดีครับ
พอยของอะไรนะถาปัดนะ เข้ามาตั้งแต่8 โมงแล้วเขายังไม่เปิดเลย เจ้าหน้าที่มาสายมาก
พี่หมายอย่าบ่นออกไมค์นะพี่หมายนะบ่นออกไมค์เนอะ
โอเคครับครับพี่พลมันเปิดเอง
Hello, my brother, President Somai. How are you?
Hello สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
Professor Michael President
Nice to meet you here online.
Thank you very much How are
And
you
good morning, Winnie, Ricky. Nice to meet you here.
Good morning.
Hello President Gu how are
Yes.
you
Hello, 伟哥，你好。伟哥 congratulations.
你好你好 Yep thank you sir
Yep. So how is it going? Everyone?
It's good under COVID-19
Okay. I think that the situation in Thailand is getting better and better. Is that right?
Yes sir we will open our country coming next month
Oh, really? So
Yep.
that means that we can go visit you.
just only 10 country first no quarantine
No quarantine?
Yep
Okay.
from 10
But
country
you know, after we come back from the foreign countries, we have to be quarantined for 2 weeks
Yes sir
at the hotel and 7 days at home. So I think this is a long quarantine period.
yeah maybe coming on this this December maybe can open for another country. Just
Okay, very good.
first 10 country first.
Very good.
President Gu.
Yes.
祝师母生快乐。
祝师母生日快乐。Yes, today is my wife's birthday. And you know I have to work.
Happy. You should kiss her.
Yeah, happy. Yes. Hello, Professor Lim. Professor Lim from Malaysia.
你好，你好。
President Michael.
Yes.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Oh yes, Madam Somai.
Happy birthday to Susan, Madam.
Okay, I will convey your greetings to her. Surely, yes.
Good morning, Professor Michael.
Yes, good morning.
From Prince of Songkla University.
Yes, thank you for joining us. And Professor Arori from the UNESA. Nice to meet you. You didn't turn on your microphone.
Yes. Good morning, Professor. I'm Asari from University of Surabaya, Indonesia. Thank you.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony for the 2021 Asian Presidential Summit Forum will begin shortly at 9:30 a.m. Please kindly turn on your camera and have your microphones silent, please. Thank you.
Good morning, Sonia.
Good morning, Pat.
Yeah, right now I'm preparing for the conference.
The conference will begin in 5 minutes.
Around 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any route? I'm with here.
Hello.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please be ready before the camera as the opening ceremony will begin soon.
Good morning, Dr. Go. I'm Dr. Guillermo from Philippines.
Please kindly turn on your camera and have your microphone silent, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you all. Please have your camera turned on and have your microphone silent, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to have you with us today for the 2021 Asian Presidential Summit Forum here at National Pingdong University, Taiwan. It is also the 8th University Day of National Pingdong University. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we can only greet our best friend of the longtime partner university without the chance of giving everybody a big hug. However, we certainly hope that in the near future, after the pandemic, we will have the opportunity to have another forum to welcome all of the representatives from all the partner universities to National Pingdong University soon. Now, with great pleasure, let me introduce to you President of National Pingdong University, Dr. Mike Gu, to give his welcome remark.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to join in the Asian Presidential Summit Forum for celebrating National Pingdong University's 8th anniversary. I, on behalf of the university and myself, thank you all for your participation and support. This year, we totally have 16 presidents or rectors from Thailand, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, and Mongolia for this online meeting. I have been very thankful for so many university presidents or rectors and participants joining us and sharing your various precious experience for fighting COVID-19 pandemic, especially on the higher education issues. I truly hope that the pandemic will soon be completely eradicated. Then we can meet each other soon in the near futures. National Pingdong University was established on August 1st, 2014 by a merger of the two national universities in Pingtung, Taiwan. Though it is only 8 years old, a very young university, it has already accumulated over 100 years glorious history in the past. Since merged, National Pingtung University has quickly become a renowned university with many academic achievements on various aspects under the coherent efforts of its faculty and staff. The latest good news I would like to share was very encouraging, which I would like to show that 4 of our university's social responsibilities outcome has been recognized and awarded by the Taiwan Institute of Sustainable Energies out of totally 264 competitors nationwide. And these 4 university social responsibilities project was executed by the teamwork of my colleagues. And also each of them represents its very outstanding achievement on the 17th United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So I think this is a very wonderful and exciting news. I'm so happy and would like to share with you all. And in this afternoon, there are 6 in a college international forum organized by 6 academic colleges of the National Pingtung University, depending on each college's academic interest. I would like to thank all the speakers and participants with your sharing and contribution of your expertise. I believe the outcome of each forum will be very successful and fruitful. I would like to once again thank you for joining us and also celebrate the National Pingtung University's birthday, the university birthday. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me say happy birthday to National Pingtung University. I wish you all many success and prosperity of your university and your personal academic careers too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Gu, for the welcome remark. And before we start the forum, we would like to take a group photo. Yes, in front of the screen. Okay, so we will screenshot. We will take the screenshot when you hear cheese. You ready? Okay, so please turn on your camera and let's count. 1, 2, cheese.
Okay, we'd like to take it one more time. One more time, please.
Okay, one more time. 1, 2, cheese. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so to start the first session of the forum today, we would like to invite Dr. Somai Pusaat, the president of Ratchamunkong University of Technology, Thanyaburi, Thailand, for his speech. So please welcome Dr. Pusaat.
Turn the microphone, please.
Okay. Could you see
yes.
My slide?
Yes.
1 minute, please. But how to? Okay. A moment, please. Okay. But how to turn on a moment, please. It is not this one. Okay. It is. Okay. Window. No, not this window. It's, a moment, please. I try to look at the. This one, a chair. Okay. Okay. Could you see the slide?
Yes, we.
Okay. Good morning. Happy birthday to National Ping Tung University. I would like to present what are we preparing and what we have prepared for the post-COVID. So the title is From External Force to University Transformation. The skills that we need for our graduates, and we have to prepare our students before they graduate. And at the same time, we have to train our alumni and our corporate industry. So the skills that are needed after the COVID-19, or we call post-COVID, there are 4 main skills comprises of digitalization, resilience, business strategies, and sustainability. So we have to set up the programs for the reskill, for the upskill, for new skill for our students, and also the alumni and the employees who are working in the companies. So look at with the World Bank's country income classification. So we can see that they have divided into high income countries, upper middle income country, lower middle income country, and low income countries. For Thailand, so the GNI per capita is around less than 8,000 US dollar, and this can call in the range of upper middle income. If we look at the right side, so I apologize that the slides are in Thailand, but if you see the flag of China, so the orange color is from the past in 1926, and on the white color it is now. You can see from China, in the past, the GNI was around 500 US dollar, but right now they have increased into 9,000. And for Korea and Taiwan, before the GNI was very, very low, but right now the GNI are more than 30,000 US dollar. For Thailand, before in 1926, the GNI of Thailand was about 5,000 US dollar, but right now we increased to 8,000. It was too slow compared with Malaysia. Malaysia was also in 1926, the Malaysia GNI was around 5,000, same as Thailand, but right now they have moving forward very fast, increase into 12,000 US dollar. And we can see that it is a big problem of Thailand that we are in the middle income trap. If compared with IMD World Competitiveness ranking in 2021 from the Institute of Management Development, compare in 64 countries, In the top 10, only Singapore is in the rank of top 10, but for Thailand and Malaysia quite a little bit better than Thailand. We are stably around 28 or 29 or 30 of this ranking. And this is quite a big problem when we look at the research grant that our countries have support for the research compared with the percent of GDP. If you look at Singapore, it's around 1.84%. For Malaysia, is higher than Thailand. Thailand is only 1.11% of GDP, and but for Philippines and Indonesia are lower than Thailand. And if you look at the right side of the university education that meets the need for a competitive economy, we can see that Thailand still low. And this is one of the big problems that we have to promote science and technology to our research. So for our graduates, we have to prepare for the next year that they will graduate. If you look at the top 10 skill in 2015 and in this recent year of 2020. So the requirement skills that needed are mainly on the complex problem solving and other like critical thinking, creativity, and how to work with other people. And in 2025 also the top skill is still in the complex problem solving, and others are, these are the sample of the skill that we have to develop our curriculum. And for the employment, in the near future, employment, the re-skills need 50% of the employees, they need to re-skill by 2025, the skill that I showed on the last slide. And also for the workers' core skill, that the workers' core skill will change in the next 5 years. And the employment will be depending on the technology that have been developed continuously. So the skills must need this developed of technology. For the job have been changed a lot, and in the next 4 years we have to prepare for the new jobs that will emerge, and other will be replaced with other kind of jobs. For the growing job demand, you can see on the blue color, and for the decreasing of the job demand on the right side, we have to think about this and prepare to develop our teaching programs. For the technology needs, if we compare in the recent years and in the next 4 years in 2025, in this recent year, the works depends mainly on human operation. Only 33% of the machine operation, but in the next future, it will be increased for the machine operation, and the role of the human will be decreased. And then the top 10 performers on key technology indicators are on the right side, such as flexible works arrangements, digital skills, and digital legal frameworks. And we have to think about this and compare with the countries that we have shown in this slide. And then in our university, Rattamangala University of Technology, Tanjaburi, or DTT, we have to plan for the requirement for the manpower that we have to produce. If you look at the right side on the yellow color, we can see that from the multi-skilled worker, we have to prepare them to develop their skill to be high skill talent. So the main skill are including in the IT or the AI development, and after that they have to develop themselves to be innovator, and finally we would like them to stand for themselves to be entrepreneur. And from the left side, so the policy of our country, we have to look at the policy of our country, like the BCG economy, the development of EEC in the eastern part of Thailand, and then the curriculum, the teaching program of our program must be cooperate with the industry, and then we have set up the university industry linkage, and the curriculum will be depends on brain circulation, and lifelong learning is also very important, and our university must be teach our students to be entrepreneur. And from the unskilled worker, we have to train them using the program of reskill and upskill, and so to teach new skill to be skilled workers and to be professional. For the IMUTT target groups, we have cooperate with the secondary school and vocational institutes. And right now, the number of students in our university is around 27,000 students. This is the very big and very good opportunity to prepare for the manpower for the Thai society. And then the courses in our university, 100%, every courses in the bachelor degree program, we have 86 bachelor degree programs. All the programs are cooperative courses. This means that when the student become the final year, for example, of the 4 years program, they have to spend 1 semester or 4 months in the industry. And other, we have the bilateral courses. This is the courses that are organized between university and the enterprises. The students study 50% in the university, and 50% of the times they spend the time to learn in the industry. And also we have created new program of the credit bank. Starting from last year, we have 42 credit bank programs. For the cooperative courses, we also have cooperate with the vocational institutions and enterprise. So as you see that we have the program of scouting to select the students, and then grooming using our teaching staff and researcher to make the mechanism of this grooming. And after that, the skill for upgrading to be professional, and the products of the papers or publications and collaboration. So this we call the utilization. The skills that are needed in 2025 are high technology skill and also innovation, and also creativity and soft skill comprises of language and social skills, cultures, and how to work with as a people. And then we have to set up the program on the right side, incorporate with the enterprise, and also in linking with the vocational institutions in Thailand. And this is one of the programs that we produce, the premium courses. For the educational transformation, we have to change the way of teaching. For the students, from teaching in the school, teaching in the university, the role of the teachers are changed. They are changed to be coaching, and the education must be incorporated with foreign institutes and foreign university. So this international education is very important, and also the cooperation with the industry and enterprise, and the motivation to our students to see and to understand how important of their experience. For the research transformation, the research not only done in the university, that we have to set up the ecosystem, incorporate with the industry to produce the research that can be applied to the industry, and the students have to join this research of their professors. So this is the new challenge. All of the research themes are comes from our discussion with the industry. So this we have set up the program for the upscale from the lab scale research to be the applied research, or learn how to use the program of scaling up. For the researchers in our university, we have to look up the researcher expectation and what is the positioning of our university. RMUTT have set up our position to be innovative university, and then our teaching staff, our researchers, and our staff in our university have to learn how to be innovator, and we transform our knowledge to train our students to be innovator and to have the output of innovation. And for the researcher expectation, we have set up our goal to be one of the world-class university. And then funding is important, and the products will be publications, patents with the industry, and to be applied to commercial. And for the endowment fund, the endowment fund, we can cooperate with the non-profit organization and other industry and enterprise to invest the income. And this is the program, the plan that we have set up for 1-year plan, 15, 25, and 50 years plan. To be a technology and innovation university, the endowment fund will be incorporated with 4 parts. First is the startup of the SME. So this is we have to train our staff and also our students for the startup program using the mentor program and the University of Entrepreneur, and we have set up the sandbox for this program. And also on the right side, it is a professional and global worker that we have to set up new targets and set up new learning system. And for the on the right side, lower right side, it is research and technology have to be transferred to the society and transfer to the industry, and we have to set up collaboration and partnerships with the industry and set up the core research. And from the left side, the talent mobility program, we have set up this program together with the industry. In this case, our specialists in each field of their profession will support the industry to develop their process and products. This will make the high value added to the process and products that organized in the industry. This is one of the points to leave from the middle income trap. So these are the plans that RMUTT have to set up the new program for the teaching and research and collaboration with the industry, the enterprise, and also with our partners from other universities in Thailand and foreign university. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, President Pusat, for your interesting talk. Now we would like to invite Dr. Wirapong Thoma, President of Major University, Thailand, for his speech.
Thank you very much. 祝平东大学生日快乐。Cú President and Chung Yan Chang. This morning and also good morning for all of our participants that join with the presidential ASEAN Presidential Summit Forum for 2021. First of all, I would like to congratulate for our friend from Taiwan, I mean for NPTU that you run for our program for today. So I would like to just let you see our university, our institution. We have 33% for environmental dimension, another 30% for our social dimension, and 33% for another, I mean for economic dimension. We cannot far away from innovation right now. And of course, concern to the flexible in operation and connect to CSR process. This is our university that we should run in the future. But you can see the impact of COVID-19. Professor Sommai already talked about economic concern to our country. Every country we have impact from COVID-19 for economic. And of course, with our education, because disruption, like in Thailand, we have more than 15 million of our students that include their disability students that they still have problem from July 2020. We have many problems about our students. So the role of our university, how we prepare the media, how we prepare the facility for our students, includes the parent of our students, how we make the grouping of the students, how we will make grouping of equipment, because if the need or the want is not enough for them. Unready student is also very important that we should take care or carry on with them. And online curriculum, the Facebook, etc. Just talk can do, but when we run our program for practice, very important for communication system. And another thing that I would like to let, like now, every university, we have in-campus and off-campus curriculum, right? In Thailand, we plan that we will load the student next month, I mean in November, 25% in November, 25% and coming in December. And maybe in January next year, we can load our students for full, I mean another 50%. But the cluster of COVID-19 come, we should have a problem with another, I mean, we should have let the student quarantine the student, many things that we should thinking about that. So this is the important that how we looking for Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom, and maybe ThinkTalk or MOOC, I mean MOOC, etc. that we try to do for our students for distance learning program. And of course, with our online library is also, because this is how we let our students join with our teacher, how the professional development webinar among the other. This like today we have webinar together. We cannot come to see each other, but we can use webinar. This is the challenge of our university in the future. But in new normal of education, virtual is the new reals. Come up with attitude, the hygiene of our people. We should think about no negotiation of hygiene and contactless with everything. We cannot touch each other. We cannot touch many things. Allow us. This is contactless. Virtual human as the new normal. And of course, with the society, I mean the social, we should come, but physical distancing cannot make crowding together anymore. This is, we should think about that with our university and how we make a group of the students, and of course with the care of our new services. Include the value as the base of currency. I mean, at value or value added of anything, not just only think about the currency. So how is my university in Metro? Because Metro we come up with agriculture until now, and in the future we think agriculture is very important for our people. So think about University of Life. We think about Green University, and of course international university linkage with our people, our friends from Taiwan, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Vietnam, so on and so forth. And we should to work, to live, to learn, and to travel, but concern to ecosystem for lifelong learning. This is one for new strategy that I would like to let you see on the experience of Metro University. So right now, my university try to have the curriculum for international curriculum for organic agricultural management concern to cannabis. I will let you see why we should concern to cannabis and hemp. We have tourism management for master and PhD degree for international program, and we have the new program we call the digital economics and management innovation. This is also international program for master and PhD. We run this program for our students from international students. And of course, we have the new program for our bachelor degree for smart farming, agricultural innovation, engineering, just only 2-year program for our curriculum right now. And concern to our people, I mean our farmer, we also give for the young smart farmer. Let them come to study in our university for free, because we get the budget from Agricultural Research Development Agency. Is every year we have 30 to 40 scholarship. Let them come to study in our program at Metro for agricultural innovation or farming, smart farming, something like that. And during our, I mean the COVID-19 from 2020, 2021, I mean this year, we have like a program for employment project with our student, with our stakeholder. We let them come to join, and U2T is the government, I mean for Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. Also, they give the job for our student or alumni, or also with our people who stay in the rural area, because some of them, they work in the city and they reverse, they come back to their homeland, they come back to their community. So they jobless, right? So we let them for 5 months, give them opportunity to have some occupation work together like that. This is the project during our, I mean university, join with our government and also with COVID-19 pandemic right now. And like Dr. Gu, he talked about SDG, we also try to do for cannabis and hemp policy for SDG. We think that is the new economic plans for our country, I mean for Thailand, because just only 3 months or 4 months we have one crops. Right now in my university we have 20,000 marijuana or tama in our farm. So 1 year is they have 3 crops, right? So this is also we try to do for medicine, make a medicine gate. You can see a president from Iran University also, he come to visit us during before COVID-19 come, and during we have like a plantation of our cannabis or tama. So another thing that we have the program to let our students come to study for free. They don't need to pay for registration, but they should work in the farm. We call tuition fee project with our agricultural product like that. How we help our students? You can see we try to support our students during 2020, 2021 for free dormitory for 2 campuses. We have 3 campuses in Chiang Mai, in Phra province and Chumphon province. In Chumphon and Phra, we let them free domestic, I mean dormitory, the dorm, they no need to pay, but 50% in our main campus. And for 2020, they pay just only 80% registration fee. And for this year, I mean the first semester of this year also, the government give us 30% from the government, and my university support them 20%. So registration fee for our students just only 50%. And full scholarship, we have full scholarship for our curriculum like smart farming and agricultural innovation engineering. We give them 80 students for scholarship, full scholarship, and another 40 students for smart agriculture, etc. like that. So coming with the recommendation, I think that every university we have a problem with our, I mean the pandemic is impact and concern to, you know, how we take care of our students. So come up with the important is the curriculum for webinar, the curriculum for online, but how we facilitate our students. This is very important. Like my university is, we have more than 40% they stay in rural area because we come from agriculture, right? They don't have money, you know. So how do we support them? So right now, more than 300 of them come to my university and stay in the dormitory because we cannot let them stay in their home because they don't have online, they don't have a signal of the online, something like that. So they should come to stay in our university and take care of them like that. This is one that we should concern to our students and our people. So for the last that I would like to put here, universities will have to equip students with a new skill set such as digital literacy. We should then let them, maybe they know already, but how they just only, you know, use the appropriate for them in digital. And the communication equity is very important for communication. How they let them understand that I told you earlier, the university of life, not just let them know academic only, but how let them understand and they can stay in their community and in their society is very important for our university. That let you know, let them know, let them learn, and let them have wisdom in their life in the future. And of course, with the last that I would like to say, we should wins. We will stay wins together. Professor Somai here, wins, it means wisdom. We start from the wisdom of our people. I think every country we have wisdom. In Thailand also, like we have herb and medicine. We should start from that because some of our herb can solve some problem. Okay, I think in Taiwan also you have wisdom, many wisdom in Taiwan, like people who Aboriginal people, they have a wisdom. And also another country also, wisdom with innovation. The innovation is outside in, but wisdom inside out, like that. Okay, so innovation, think about appropriate innovation for our people, for our society, not just only think about outside in only, but appropriate technology and innovation is very important. And network, we should work together. We should become partner, not competitor. This is one more thing that we can survive in the future. And for the SSSS, I put here, serving society, service society. This is very important for our world people, and we can stay together and fight with COVID-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Tokma, for the very informative speech. Now, we would like to invite Dr. Gosit Sitputong from the president of Ratchamongkon University of Technology, Isan, Thailand, for his speech.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Professor Mayuan Kuanku and everyone. First of all, it's my privilege to be here as one of the speakers in this forum, which is held by NUPT. I'm Associate Professor Dr. Gosit Sitputong, President of Ratchamongkon University of Technology, Isan, Thailand. Today, I would like to share experience as the leader of the university about the first RMUTI policy during COVID-19 pandemic. The second RMUTI community service during COVID-19 pandemic. And the last one, challenge of RMUTI in the post-COVID pandemic. COVID pandemic motivates educators to make use the newer technologies to enhance teaching, learning, and overall education performance. Moreover, COVID-19 pandemic has presented a need of greater integration of technology as a platform of environments to educate students. This have met with great challenge in terms the best practice and empirical research. To guide the instructor, the policy of RMUTI is to implement the online process of the teaching and learning, both synchronous and asynchronous method. Online platform, Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams. For synchronous methods and offline video recording, and e-learning platform for the asynchronous method. For the supportive and academic staff, university's policy is working from home 100%. This part of my talk will chair RMUTI committee service during COVID-19 pandemic. The firstly, RMUTI Nakhon Ratchasima campus. The main campus, they will have the hospital with the antibacterial surface cleanser and create anti-spreading box of COVID-19 for more than 20 hospitals around provinces and the nearby area. Also, we provide the RMUTI volunteer work with the hospital staff in the vaccinated center in the province for the helping people who register to get the vaccine the total number of vaccinated people in the province is about 60% for the first dose, 40% for the second dose, and 3% for the third dose. The Skonakon campus, at the Skonakon campus, specialized Thai traditional herbal medicine. The herbal medicine for the COVID-19 patient will be key is the integration of using the medicine, also the area in the university. It's set up as Thai traditional medicine community isolate in the Thai traditional medicine hospital. Khon campus. We provide our areas state quarantine. The lecturer creates the innovation for the helping the COVID-19 situation, such as infection, waste, incinerator with combustion, innovation, and winning box, standard medicine for the COVID-19 patient. At the Sulin campus, the area of the university is set up as state quarantine. Staff and students run of the donation project to help people in the area. The lecturer creates the equipment in order to help the people, and medical staff in the hospital and in the vaccination area. The policy of the university and the government is to reduce the tuition free for the student at 20%. In order to help the parents who face the economic crisis during COVID-19 pandemics. We also provide funds and equipment for both learning and teaching environment to support the capability is learning and teaching in online platform. For lecturer, we cooperate with the specialized professor from the partnership university to train and help lecturer for the use the technology tool and using the application both in online and offline platform. The government policy of running the project. Sandbox safety zone in school is one our challenge in terms of new normal learning and teaching. With its teacher, staff, and over 12 years old students have been fully vaccinated. Then hybrid system being both online and hand-on classroom based. On the safety measurement for the health and of students. The principal sandbox safety zone in the school. The first T is Thai Stop COVID Plus. School must assess themselves before school start. The second T is Thai Safe. Thai student, teacher, and staff must assess their origin. The third T is antigen test kits. Student, teacher, and staff must be screened by ATK. And finally, we mean the vaccinated teacher and staff should be more than 85%. This slide shows its school zone approach. In order to manage each zone in school after opening school, there are screening zone an area for student, teacher, parents, and guests, such as personnel who are not close to students in other zones, as well as providing suitable area for this screening, such as ATC, food delivery point item, other risk point, but must compete with intensive measures. The quarantine zone, an area of students, teachers, and staff who have been under the 14 days of quarantine are waiting for final test result. The safety zone, a safety area for the students and staff who have the negative result for COVID-19. My final hope is the university can break out of their convention and see themselves in the as integral to economic and social progress. While the move online creates exceptional challenge for educators and students, it creates the degree of flexibility in the learning that reflects the heterogeneity of students, and their needs students do reflect the image we have to them. Enjoy all the rights and learning gift, but there are also other area career, have job, have children, and they want to enjoy all that learning give too. The supply of education changed in the pandemic, but so too did the demand side, and for the better in terms of empowered education for all. The challenge to the university is to embrace this and recognize that we are as fundamental level community in a common endeavor of learning. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, President Siputong, for such an interesting talk. Next, we'd like to invite Dr. Shinsaku Fukuda, the President of Hirosaki University, Japan, to deliver his speech.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Shinsaku Fukuda, President of Hirosaki University. Thank you very much for inviting me to this forum today. I'll share my slide. Start my speak. Okay. I will start by speaking about two major issues which Hirosaki University has been facing since before the corona pandemic. The first issue is that the number of applicants to our university has been decreasing. One reason for this is related to location. Our university is located at the northernmost tip of the main island of Japan, 650 kilometers from the capital Tokyo. Another reason is the rapidly declining birth rate throughout Japan, especially in rural areas. 80% of our students come from Hokkaido and Tohoku region, where this phenomenon is growing worse. The second issue is our lagging internationalization. Our number of international students is still very low, accounting for only 4.5% of the total student population, with most of them coming from China, about 80%. Since most of international students are from Asian countries, the demand for Japanese language classes is higher than that for content texts taught in English. Furthermore, since we have few foreign faculty members, the number of classes taught in foreign language is extremely low, less than 1%. In addition, students at our university still lack awareness of student abroad opportunity, and only 3.7% of students study overseas. Amid the various challenges described above, the corona pandemic has further shocked not only Hirosaki University, but also people around the world in terms of daily life and also in the sphere of university education, research, and social contribution. Our university rapidly developed live and on-demand online classes. The management and administration of the university has also made strides in incorporating digital technologies. With this in mind, I would like to consider some post-corona endeavor for our university as a rural institution. The first endeavor is to sustain the incorporation of digital technology in education, research, and administration. However, I think it is vital to ascertain the advantage and disadvantage of this technology and to deploy it appropriately to each context. First of all, as online classes not conducted face-to-face, it can be difficult to respond to the unique need each student. As a result, instructors are presented with a good opportunity to review their educational method, look for a way to communicate more clearly, and conduct classes more efficiently. Furthermore, with this technology, the conventional concepts of space and time have changed dramatically. Anyone can now participate in classes from anywhere. And by using on-demand resource, they can receive lectures at any time. There is still much unexplored potential in online education. And I would like to continue to discover its various use through practical application. However, some fields are difficult to master without direct instruction through group work, practical training, medical care, education, etc., and practical skills, music, art, etc. In these cases, online instruction is less effective, and I believe they must be taught face-to-face in a classroom. Next, I would like to consider digitalization from the perspective of administration and management. I believe that digital shift in this sphere should continue in the future. Moving faculty meeting, and various committees online has resulted in a reduced burden on many faculty members. We are also quickly transitioning toward paperless operation, which is greatly contributing to carbon neutrality. The second endeavor, our university shall undertake is using ICT to promote international exchange. The pandemic has not yet subsided, and for the time being, it remains difficult for students to physically study abroad. However, considering the freedom granted by online education, I would like to actively promote online exchanges with different universities in various regions. Online study abroad programs have been well received by our students, and we would like to provide many more with the opportunity to participate in this low-cost program open to anyone. If any of the university participate in this meeting today, offer online study abroad, we would be very interested in pursuing a discussion with you. I would like to close by briefly speaking about Hirosaki City. Hirosaki City is a small city. We can experience 4 distinct seasons, and there is an abundance of exciting festivals throughout the year. Most notably, the Cherry Blossom Festival in spring, the Nectar Festival in summer, the Autumn Leaf Festival in autumn, and the Snow Lantern Festival in winter. Most of these festivals are cancelled for 2 years by corona pandemic, and Hirosaki City suffered enormous financial damage. I hope and I believe that these festivals will be held next year. Please take an opportunity to visit. I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Fukuda, for the insightful speech. The next speaker is Dr. Maskuri, the rector from the University of Islam Indonesia. Please welcome Dr. Maskuri.
Is Rector Maskuri here?
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Maskuri Bakri from University of Islam Malang, Indonesia. Respectable Professor Dr. Mike Ye-Kigu, President of National Pingtung University, Taiwan. Respectable all university president, rectors, and vice chancellor from Thailand, Philippines, Korea, Mongolia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Japan, and other countries participating in this Asian Presidential Summit Forum 2021. Respectable all faculty members, students, and government, and non-government leaders. In this moment, I want to congratulate National Pingtung University, Taiwan for the celebration of the 8th anniversary, and congratulations for this online Asian Presidential Summit Forum under the theme Challenge of Future University in the Post-COVID-19 Pandemic. In this freedom of learning era, higher education institutions must strengthen and expand their international network and partners to produce exemplary work and to make big dream of academicians come true, that is changing the world into a more sustainable, prosperous, and harmonious place for us to live. With the parole, we have at higher education institution, we need to support the transformation of our education institution from the milestone of teaching institution into research and entrepreneurial milestone. The integration of teaching, research, and entrepreneurship will become an excellent foundation for us to achieve the international recognition as a world-class higher education institution. Ladies and gentlemen, University of Islam Malang has been working closely with National Pingtung University Taiwan. We do really hope that University of Islam Malang can continue our collaborative work with NPTU and other universities participating in this presidential summit. We believe that is the right momentum for us to support each other in strengthening and developing our national and international collaboration and reputation through joint international program for the development of our own nation and world civilization. Research is key instrument to uplift the development of science and technology for a better life of all human beings. Therefore, research funding and research product need to be published and disseminated in collaboration with industries and relevant partners. Our teaching should focus on research and outcome-based entrepreneurial courses. We need to facilitate students with hand-on and research experience through internship in industrial sector and in real-life laboratories. It is also important to establish and develop startup for our final year student and alumni, as well as the development of our students' positive character, networking, and leadership to create better future generation leaders. This presidential summit is very strategic for knowledge development by sharing different alternatives of ideas to overcome the challenge of future university in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. It is also an excellent moment for us to develop our networking and collaboration with universities across the nation and globe. Again, I would like to deliver our congratulations on behalf of University of Islam Malang to National Pingtung University Taiwan for the celebration of the 8th anniversary in this pandemic situation. Even though our activities are mostly online, we believe that this will create more creativity and innovation for the betterment of our educational quality. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask Professor Junaidi Mistar PhD, the Vice Rector of Academic and Collaboration Affairs of University of Islam Malang, to continue my presentation sustaining academic excellence of higher education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic experience of Unisma Malang, Indonesia. I hope all of us can benefit from this important meeting for us personal and professional development purposes. Again, thank you very much. Good morning to all of us. Please.
Bisa panggilkan Mas Nisa bentar.
Please.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to continue our rector's presentations, but let me share our screen first. Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to congratulate Professor Mike Gu, the president of NPTU, for celebrating the 8th anniversary of NPTU. We also would like to greet other participants, presidents of universities in Asia, who are joining this Asian Presidential Summit Forum. It is really a very important, productive sessions to share our experience in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic in our institutions. As our rector just told us, our slides, our talk is about sustaining academic excellence of higher education amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, experiences of UNISMA Malang, Indonesia. I would like first to start the presentations by referring to the picture of the President Mike Gu when he came to our university a few years ago. We've got this picture to welcome him and Yu Chung Liu, PhD, the Dean of International Affairs Office, National Pingtung University at that time. This is just to remind us that we used a very close cooperation between UNISMA and National Pingtung University. That's why we are very happy. We're thankful very much for being invited to this Asian Presidential Summit Forum. Our talk will cover 4 points actually. First, how we first encountered the COVID-19 pandemic. The second aspect will cover about what problems affect our academic performance. And the third one, what do we do to sustain academic excellence? And the last one will be about anticipating challenges of future universities. Let's have a look at the first one, how we first encountered the COVID-19 pandemic. Look, when the COVID-19 broke out in China, I think in late 2019, we were not sure that it would reach Indonesia because geographically Indonesia lies at the equator, exactly at the equator. So the sun shines all year around. With that conditions, then we thought enough to fight against the COVID-19 virus. But then our belief did not come true because in early March 2020, 2 Indonesians were infected by the virus, so that all at once our government decided that schools and universities were forced to cease their face-to-face teaching learning process, and we were forced to move from the traditional conventional teaching learning process to online learning using technology mediated teaching learning process. So at that time we were shocked
we were surprised with the sudden change that we had to move, we had to shift from our traditional face-to-face instructional process to online learning. So we asked the students to go back home to their own hometowns. Then, while they were in their hometowns, they still have to go on with their academic activities in the university, at the UNISMA. But at that time, we had problems that affect our academic performance in the beginning. The problems include, one, the lecturers' technological literacies. In our university, we have about 500 academic staff, about 500 lecturers. About 40% of them are not quite having sufficient technological literacies to carry out instructional process mediated by technology. That's the first problem we had at that time. The second one, when the students were already in their hometown, there was a problem with the availability of internet connections in the students' residence. Some of our students come from very remote areas outside Java, and some of them, and even most of them, have problems with the internet connections. Next, another problem is the affordability of the internet quota. Even they have internet connections, there is internet connections in their residence, it does not mean that automatically they have access to the internet connections, because it is quite costly. The students will need to spend much money to get the internet connections. And the fourth problem is the students' learning autonomy. So we need to improve the learners' autonomy. As we know that when they had to study, they had to learn using the technology-mediated instructions, using our learning management systems, so that the teaching learning process was not always synchronous. They could also learn our instructional materials independently. Their learning autonomy is very important. But some students still have quite low learning autonomy, so that's also a problem for us at that time. How could we overcome the problems? How could we sustain the academic excellence, our academic performance? Well, of course, we carried out trainings to improve lecturers' readiness to use technologies in their instructional process. In this case, we had collaborations with other agencies, from Microsoft, for example, to train our lecturers to be able to use technologies in their instructional processes. Luckily, the result is quite good enough. So the teaching learning process, the online teaching learning process then could go quite successfully. Another thing that we did was providing financial aid for students. So we cut the tuition fees. We provide subsidies, financial subsidies for students to pay our educational fee. So in this case, by providing financial aid, then the students get better access to education, because some of the students may stop studying because of the financial problems. Then we also have training programs for students to improve their learning autonomy. As I told you before, that with the online teaching learning process, learning autonomy on the part of the students were very important. So we provided some training programs for them to improve their learning autonomy, so that they would be able to plan, to carry out, and to assess their own learning. And then number 4, we also provide more budget for research and community services for lecturers to produce innovations. As other presenters, earlier presenters, have discussed, that innovations is very important, so that we provide more budget. Well, of course, it is quite problematic. While on one side, the cash flow of the university was getting slow, but on the other side, we had to provide more budget for research and community services for lecturers. Quite luckily that we got financial support from our government too. So it helped a lot to our institutions. So with these kinds of things, what do we do? What do we anticipate challenges of the future universities? We had this kind of things. In our current situations, some of the universities, or perhaps even most of these universities, or quite a large number of portions or percentages of universities, are just agents of education or agents of research. So this is the current situations. We are moving to the future trends in which the universities should be agents of culture, knowledge, and technology transfer. Even ultimately, we are expecting that universities are agents of economic development. So that when our university is just an agent of education, we are just educating our students. When our university is just an agent of research, then we concern very much with the research activities, so that publications, citations, patents as the products of our research are our top priority, our top concern. But then we need to move forward to universities as agents of culture, knowledge, and technology transfer, so that the ultimate goal is that our university will be agents of economic development. In this role, the university should produce innovations, should produce skilled employees, should have or work hand in hand with the industries, and our universities should generate more incomes. In that way, then future universities should produce highly skilled graduates with strong characters. I put more emphasis here on the strong characters, something like the ability to work independently, the ability to work in collaborations with others, and so on. So in this case, then our universities should strengthen the teaching activities, research activities, and community service activities in order to produce sustainable innovations, so that we would produce graduates with high skills, strong characters, so that they will have local and national competitiveness in global competitions. That's why then, in order to be able to face this kind of challenges, cooperations and collaborations with other universities and industries, both nationally and globally, is a must. Then, as an activity of collaborating and cooperating with other universities around the globe, in 2019, UNISMA carried out a global summit of university leaders. Here we are, the photos of the university leaders around the globe who came to UNISMA at that time. And here we have a picture of Professor Maigu, which are at the center of the picture. And thank you, Professor Maigu, who came to University of Islam Malang at that time, together with other leaders from other universities. I think at that time, Professor Max Guillermo also came from Tarlac Agricultural University at that time to UNISMA. Yes, I think that's all for my presentations. Thank you very much. Again, congratulations for NPTU.
Thank you, my brother Junaidi, and also President Maskuri. Yeah, thank you so much. I feel very honored and pleased to see the photo that you just present. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I would like to thank President Maskuri and also Janadi, the VP. And next, we would like to invite the President, Dr. Max Kulema from the Tarlac Agriculture University, Philippines. First of all, I would like to share his video first, and later on, I will ask Dr. Guillermo to say something after the video.
To the President of the National Pintong University, Professor Dr. Mai Y.K. Gu, and the other officials of the university, thank you very much for inviting me to a very special day, your university anniversary. I would like also to greet our partner universities all over Asia, headed by the presidents. Universities from Taiwan, from Thailand, from Japan, Indonesia, South Korea, Mongolia, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Good morning to everyone. The COVID-19 pandemic has significantly changed our way of living. All sectors were directly affected by this global crisis, including the educational sector. In the Philippines, schools were shut down during the lockdown. And until now, we are still in the process of gradually transitioning to the new normal in selected programs. Today, it is an honor and privilege to share with you the changes and challenges in higher education post-COVID-19 pandemic that we foresee in the perspective of Tarlac Agricultural University in the Philippines. These changes and challenges could be categorized in 4 aspects: instruction, research, extension, and internationalization. When COVID-19 hit the world, nobody was ready for it. Philippines, being a developing country, was significantly affected. For the higher educational institutions that were already using virtual tools and online learning platforms before the COVID, minimal adjustments were made. However, generally speaking, higher education institutions in the Philippines have been implementing residential classes over the years. Nevertheless, closing colleges and universities was never an option. Hence, we all tried to adapt to the situation to the implementation of flexible learning to minimize the disruption of classes. The implementation of online classes has not guaranteed inclusivity and equity among all learners. For a university located in the rural area, having majority of students coming from the underprivileged sector, conducting classes exclusively through online modality was not the best option for us. We had to consider our students who do not have resources for online learning. Thus, we have designed our hybrid flexible learning modality, which caters to the needs of all students. Witnessing the struggles of our students and faculty members, AAU's administration underscored the need for more humane and compassionate education. More than the knowledge and competencies that we try to achieve, we have encouraged the development of our students' characters and values in the delivery of instruction, while striving to realize academic excellence. After all, as Dulkifli Rasak suggested, values such as respect, empathy, equality, and solidarity will be at the core of future higher education institutions in their missions. In other words, according to Jocelyn Geisel Avila, education with a soul that prepares learners not only for livelihood, but for life, supporting them to be better citizens, more aware of their civic and environmental responsibilities. The call for a more flexible education could be a challenge, and at the same time, opportunity for higher education institutions in the coming years. Having a renewed outlook would be the key to a successful transformation of the higher education system. As an agricultural university, TAU's steadfast commitment in catalyzing the quality of every Filipino's life is reflected in the newly generated results in technology in the domain of agricultural researches, social science-related and developmental researches. However, COVID-19 has also considerably affected the conduct of our research projects and programs. The restriction, the movement of people and resources in view of the health and safety protocols per government has limited our research-related activities. Gathering of data and access of laboratories in other research infrastructures have also posed challenges to our researchers. Even the procurement of our research equipment and supplies has been strained. But on a more positive note, grants and assistance to scientific and health-related researches poured in from external funding agencies. Collaboration among researchers from various departments and institutions also became more productive through virtual meetings and programs. The conduct of interdisciplinary researches was also seen as an opportunity in the new normal. One of the greatest challenges in the field of research in the coming years would be the impact of the new knowledge generated and innovative technologies produced from these research endeavors. Publication of research results may no longer be as relevant as ensuring that the results would create ripples of effects to the society. The role of higher education institutions will be crucial in realizing this. In our commitment to providing quality services to all of our stakeholders, TAU has been extending assistance to the improvement of the lives of our beneficiaries, which are evident through their adaptation and utilization of the new knowledge and technologies provided by the technical experts from our university, along with the materialization of our steadfast commitment in combating rural poverty. During the lockdown, our university has extended its services to the community. As an agricultural university, we have mainly supported the government's thrust to sustainable agriculture amidst the pandemic. We have provided technical assistance in planting materials to the community in high hopes that the beneficiary individuals and families would produce their own food, thereby contributing to the solution of the perennial problem of hunger and poverty. The pandemic has reinforced our crucial role in public service. The new normal would present new needs to the community that higher education institutions could help address. Therefore, there will be a need to strengthen the HEI community partnerships in order to make this possible. Internationalization is a necessary means of academic, institutional, and societal transformation. We all believe and agree that internationalization should not be regarded as a goal in itself, but rather as an effective instrument, an overarching catalyst in tactical move to implement the functions and achieve the goals of higher education institutions. Before COVID-19 happened, our university had been very active in partnership developments, mobility programs, and sharing of resources in collaborative undertakings with our international partners. Our internationalization endeavors have given us opportunity to be exposed in the international milieu. Most of our programs involve physical mobility, and so when COVID-19 hit us, we also have to reimagine and reconfigure our internationalization initiatives to fit the new normal. Although the situation became a problem at first, we have turned it into an opportunity to focus on virtual mobility activities. The virtual mobility program is TAU's response to still continue doing internationalization activities, even during the pandemic. Due to the closing of borders of physical mobility, exchange programs also shifted to the virtual platform enabled by technology. Students are given the opportunity to communicate with learners from around the world, thereby giving them the chance to upgrade their multicultural intelligence. AAU is fortunate that we have partners like the National Pintong University, which made the implementation of virtual mobility programs possible. We have continued the professional development of our faculty through virtual lecturer exchange and research collaboration. The internationalization of our curriculum has been expanded through inbound and outbound short-term and regular student exchange program with credit transfer, virtual internship, and the massive open online courses. We have also collaborated with our partner institutions for the conduct of joint events like webinars, global discourses in various disciplines, and the ASEAN Interinstitutional Celebration. In the past, mobility is done by physically crossing the borders, which entails much cost. Since virtual mobility does not require learners to spend for flight tickets and living expenses in the host country, the cost of mobility becomes cheaper. Also, mobility program becomes more inclusive and accessible. TAU and its partner institutions made mobility possible even during the pandemic by exploring alternatives such as virtual exchanges to ensure that the students get exposure in global citizenship, education, and multiculturalism. Post-COVID-19, we could expect more virtual programs in terms of internationalization of higher education. The framework and landscape of higher education internationalization is evolving. In the next years, we expect more institutions all over the world to connect, engage, and collaborate through collaborative online international learning and transnational education. We continue to survive and win the challenges of the pandemic. Asians are naturally optimistic and resilient. For now, may we carry on being partners as we trigger a positive transformation in the world of higher education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Max from the Philippine TAU. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Okay, due to the shortage of time, I would like to remind the presenter later, we have to be careful with the time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Guillemot, for the incisive speech. Now we would like to invite Dr. Jun-Lak Wachaling-Lat, the president of Kasesa University, Thailand, to deliver his speech.
Share. Acquire.
Professor Dr. Mike Gu, the President of National Pintung Universities, presidents from participating universities, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Kasesa University, it is my honor to attend the online ASEAN Presidential Summit Forum under the theme Challenges of Future University in the Post-COVID-19 Pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has become a great challenge that has impacted the operation and sustainability of the universities. The pandemic has disrupted academic program, research, and collaborative academic projects between universities and threatened the health and well-being of university staff and students. The fundamental challenge of the university has been coping with the need of rapid digital transformation. To meet the future and ongoing challenges confronting university due to the COVID-19 pandemic, university must adopt strategies and take action that are truly effective. Today, I would like to suggest 5 strategies for universities during the pandemic and in the post-COVID-19 era as follows. First, the universities need to employ hybrid or blended educational models. If implemented well, the online or hybrid models for teaching can improve students' learning outcome. An important strategy outcome to highlight the structuring teaching to ensure the students are ready when they graduate to enter the workforce. They must be flexible and creative, able to adapt and pursue a career that is also unpredictable due to this pandemic. Second, the universities must invest in a tool and resource needed to support online or hybrid teaching and learning. Kasetsat universities also bought license and ensure faculties and students have access to the varieties of online meeting platforms. But early on, we became keenly aware that not all students has access to the appropriate technology. So we took actions to ensure each student has access to a device appropriate for class instruction, examinations, and assessment, including loaning laptop or iPad to students who did not have their own device. Also, instructors have to adjust their teaching and assessment methods that better match the capacities of their students while maintaining high academic standards. Third, the university should be a leader and provide accurate scientific information to the public related to health-related practice during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. Guidelines and information about healthy practice should be provided to the public at large, including children, young people, adults, and elders on campus and to the general population. The practice that must be followed during the pandemics must be clear, simple, and easy to understand for everyone. At Kasetsat University, we have frequently published medically accurate information and tips using online poster and infographics on social media and on university websites. After this pandemic, we know that we must continue to manage information for our campus and the general public to be informed about the situation and how to live safely in the post-pandemic environment. Fourth, even during the pandemic, it is important that universities not focus only on the pandemics. Universities should create or develop curriculum and programs that are focused on the future. It is important that core educational programs encourage students to develop the knowledge and technical skills needed to address the many global challenges confronting all of us. For instance, Kasetsat University has recently established the School of Integrated Science with integrated cross-disciplinary studies with the central objective to develop the studies that support the UN Sustainable Development Goal, which have also become Thailand's Sustainable Development Goals. The final strategy is the university should continue to strengthen their international networks with university and research partners. Even in the midst of the pandemic, and especially after barriers have been removed post-pandemic, it is vital that universities continue with collaborative research and academic activities. We must plan and prepare future response to the many ongoing challenges, such as joint research projects for developing vaccine and medicine, developing curriculum that address the safety and health of food, preventing emerging infectious disease, providing training for professionals who can give mental health support to the world population. The Thai government has recently promoted reinventing the university strategy that encourage universities to support innovation in research and technology that serve the public. Being a leader and serving a public are the university keys duties in the post-COVID-19 pandemic era. I'm certain that as our universities overcome the post-COVID-19 challenges, we are best able to develop our communities through international cooperation between universities. I would like to thank National Pintung Universities for inviting me to attend and give a speech at this 2021 ASEAN Presidential Summit Forum. On behalf of Kasetsart University, I would like to express my congratulations to NPTU on this occasion, the 8th anniversary of your extreme universities. Finally, I thank you for the effort made by the leaders and staff of NPTU for maintaining the beneficial links between our two universities, and we look forward to an even stronger future of innovation and collaboration. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wachilat, for the inspiring speech. And our next speaker is Dr. Phang U Park, the president of Daegu National University of Education, Korea. Please, Dr. Park.
My name is Phang Park, the president of Daegu National University of Education in South Korea. First of all, on behalf of the DNU, I'd like to extend my sincere and warm congratulations to National Pintung University on opening Asian Presidential Summit Forum to celebrate its 8th anniversary. Also, on this special occasion, it is my great pleasure and honor to Today, I would like to share what the DNU has done so far to overcome the challenges and difficulties caused by COVID-19. Furthermore, I will briefly talk about the future directions to address the era of post-COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020. Right after I started my term as a president of the DNU, Daegu had the first large outbreak of COVID-19 in South Korea. At this chaotic time, I considered just a simple but critical thing: keeping everyone safe. This was to be my first priority, to make everyone safe in classrooms. For example, we decided to divide a semester into 2 sessions, such as a non-face-to-face session for the first 7 weeks and face-to-face session for the rest of the semester. Also, we adopted a new platform of learning management system to support blended and online learning. And large-scale classrooms were built and operated during the semester in order to socially distance from each other during in-person classes. Therefore, we could keep both online and offline classes going without any potential disruption in learning. In addition to academic matters, we focus on preventive measures to avoid coronavirus infections on campus. So now I am very proud that DNU is one of the safest universities in Daegu. Nevertheless, this pandemic of COVID-19 has drastically changed the educational situation and dynamics around the world. As Pingtung University and DNU have partnered with each other since 2011. We need to navigate our way through the new era of changes and revolutions cooperative as a partner. In this sense, I would like to suggest today to deal with these changes continuously confronting us. First, it is important to maintain the quality of online instruction in higher education institutions. The high quality of instructions requires sustaining efforts to develop innovative teaching methods and materials. Also, we need to introduce and develop cutting-edge instructional technology, such as AI-based systems on campus. This can facilitate collaborative work and encourage the mobility of human resources among other universities around the world. Moreover, the advanced AI system can make the connection of universities around the world even closer. This is the end of my speech today, and I hope this forum today will be productive and meaningful, so we can see the current situation as not a crisis, but a chance to revitalize the value of higher education and strengthen our links as global partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Park, for the insightful speech. Now we will have 5 minutes of break. Please come back online at 11:35. We will resume the forum by then. See you soon.
I have to apologize here that due to the delay of the previous talk, so that the tea break will be only 5 minutes, and hopefully that we will be able to get back on time. And I would like to remind the latest presenter about the presentation time, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn on your camera and turn off your microphone. The second half of the session is about to begin.
Distinguished guests, welcome back to the 2021 Asian Presidential Summit Forum on the topic of challenges of future university and COVID-19 pandemics. And a reminder to all the speakers for the second session, due to the limited of time, each speaker has 10 minutes. And I will raise my hand like this to remind you that you have 1 minute to end. And thank you very much for your cooperation. And now we would like to invite Dr. Yingwei Liu, the Vice President of Administrative Affairs from National Pingtung University, to deliver his speech. Welcome, Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Sonia, and Arthur, and our respected President, Dr. Michael Gu, and the ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished participants which represent your esteemed university. Welcome again to join this forum online. It's my great pleasure to have this opportunity to share this experience of National Pingtung University with our dear partner university in Asia. And the pandemic truly has affected the world and greatly impacted our life, not only from a healthy perspective, but also from many other aspects. This is Vice President Liu Yingwei, and I'm going to share NPTU in response to the challenges of the future. As we know, Nelson Mandela, the president of South Africa, once said, education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. While we may reward as higher education is one of the most powerful weapons to change the world. As higher education has changed significantly over the past 50 years and experienced important reform worldwide, particularly after the release of Stanford 2025 to stimulate continued excellence in the high-tech challenging industry and the society. However, the outbreak of COVID-19 raged across all world, causing fatal paralysis to all aspects in countries. So future challenges of university generally, including many domains, such as these 5 subjects. And these many issues have been addressed and discussed in many of similar online seminars. So I will go through some of them briefly and emphasize on the major effort we are doing now, right now. And we will be continuing in the next 10 years, okay? So, as mentioned above, after the release of Stanford 2025 project, many of the countries have taken some measures in reacting to the education reform. Stanford University in the United States has known widely for its freedom and innovation university spirits, and has nurtured talents in the industry and academia, which influenced the world for many years. And this century-old university has launched the Stanford 2025. Why? Because they already have crisis awareness to face the future head on and seriously start a last battle. So in Taiwan, the Ministry of Education also has initiated the Higher Education Sprout project to ask all universities to make some change similar to the 4 core concepts of the Stanford 2025, and which each university reach to learning ecosystem finally. Indeed, the pandemic has affected the world and greatly impact our life, not only from a healthy perspective, but also from political, economic, and social aspects. Online or virtual teaching and learning is set to operate from the beginning of the pandemic and is persisting to today in many countries. Although students are now allowed to return to the campus in Taiwan, and this change in using online teaching and learning seems to be imperative. The teaching pedagogy turns digitally, and the implementation of technology in education is high demand. And SDGs have been a major subject after its announcement by the United Nations, and become an index in evaluating the universities. The outreach and engagement are of vital importance in achieving SDGs. National Pindong University also has done many transforms to meet this mission of SDGs, mobilizing from UGSI to USR to USSR as presented by our President Gu in the previous forum.
VP Leo, please, probably your slide was wrong slightly. No? Okay. Sorry.
Okay, pardon?
No, just continue.
Okay. Today, beside all the challenges stated above, few old issues persisted and needed to be resolved. I would like to focus on the issues on internationalization and students' mobility and sub-replacement fertility. According to Wiki definition of internationalization of higher education, is the process of integrating an international, intercultural, or global dimension into the purpose, functions, or delivery of post-secondary education. So, mobilizing the students to a foreign country to engage the international, intercultural, or global activity truly need a fundamental communication tool in order to achieve the goal of internationalization. In the meantime, the wave sub-replacement fertility is now ranging through many of the Asia countries from north to south, east to west. Countries like Japan, Korea, Taiwan, and Thailand are suffering from the shocks sooner or later. And the influence of sub-replacement fertility is the most crucial challenges to the university in those countries facing this issue. It affects not only the university, but also the society and the country in very fundamental way, such as decrease in enrollment causing shocks on the overpopulated higher education institute, and workforce shortage leading to collapse of industry, and the downfall of national tax income and also finally the setback of national competitiveness. So as mentioned above, internationalization and the students' mobility need a communication tool to fulfill the purpose of English. English is now the major language used for communication globally. How the university can equip its students to possess this skill is a key to internationalization and the students' mobility. Therefore, the 2030 bilingual nation policies of Taiwan gets into high gear, and EMI is one of the policies undergoing in higher education in Taiwan. The purpose of implementation of EMI contains these 4 issues, such as enhancements in the second language literacy of students and the reinforcement of students' competencies of future career competition, and the recruitment of international students for more cultural impacts, and finally, enrichment of internationalized of university. And in response to this major challenge, NPTU raised a decade project in bilingual policies and EMI to confront the necessity of accomplish internationalization, students' mobility, and the sub-replacement fertility. It contains 3 phases from this year to 2030, and each phase has its KPI to be reached. For example, after 10 years, our EMI course in graduate level will reach 80%, and the EMI course in undergraduate level will reach 60%. And the faculty members are the key to achieve the target. Therefore, EMI cultivation group is formed for the following function: EMI teaching consultant, workshop for the faculty member, and incentivize EMI by flexible pay and teaching assistance. NPTU also has established EMI Mobilized Center to perform the following purpose, which as EMI platform for both teacher and the students.
VBO, please remember that we have a time limitation, please.
Okay, and the second EMI Symposia and the conference, and the EMI Outstanding Teaching Award, and the training campus for EMI teaching assistants, and finally, and very important, the quality assurance of EMI. So I wish we are going to do at NPTU could have a reference for you and your university, and hope that we can grow hand in hand. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. We would like to, for this wonderful presentation, and we would like to present Dr. Takun Wachirichot, the Vice President of International Affairs from Prince of Songkla University, Thailand, as our next speaker. Please, Dr. Wachirichot.
Thank you very much. I think you can hear me,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, excellent. I'm sharing my slide now.
We apologize for the delay.
No, it's all right. So you can see my slide?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, so good morning, Professor Gu and the team from NPTU. I'm Thakurn Wongsiritchot from Prince of Songkhla University. I'm very happy for your 8th anniversary, and thank you very much for the invitation for the talk today. So as the theme for today is about the challenges of the future university in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. So I'll share the view from Prince of Songkhla University, what we have done and what we plan for the future. So as the spread of the COVID-19 is very challenging and changing the ways that human lives in the world, and our lives has also changed in many aspects, like economy, social life, public health, or even education. So Prince of Songkhla University is in the south of Thailand, and we have quite a high impact, especially in the tourism industry that located in the south of Thailand. So the PSU has to help the industries a lot, especially in the tourism. So Prince of Songkhla University has been supported from the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation to implement a new project we call a PSU Reinventing Project University in 2021. The aim is to increase the internationalization and develop the digital technologies for our students, our staffs. So like other speakers before me was mentioned a lot in the digital technologies and also internationalization. So in this project that we have right now, there are 4 sub-projects that is running in the PSU Reinventing Project. The first one is the leveraging of international accreditation project. The second one is the PSU Open Mobility Project. The third one is the Reinventing Global Visibility Project. And the fourth one is the Internationalization at Home Project. So I'll go one by one. So the first one, for the Leveraging International Accreditation Project. So we select our outstanding programs and courses that can apply for international standards. So the curriculum certified for international accreditation organizations such as AUNQA, which is running in ASEAN, and also other associations to the advanced schools of business, those kind of things. So we have selected, actually for the commitment to the government, is only 3 curriculums, but right now we have almost 25. So we are selecting now 25 programs in PSU in all our campuses in the south of Thailand to apply for international accreditation. And second part of the first project is about the double degree and joint degree. We're still running a double degree and joint degree. So what we have been committed with the government is about 5 programs, but actually we have more than 50 now. So they are include the non-degree and the short courses that is running in this project. For the PSU Open Mobility Project, as you know that right now we are in the COVID pandemic, so it's pretty difficult to do the physical mobility. So, but we cannot stop because of the pandemic. So we have to thinking of the other way around. So first sub-project will be the virtual exchange. We do a co-teaching online with the international partners. Right now it's running 100 topics around the campuses. The target group will be 500 students from PSU and from the other international universities. The second one will be the International Virtual Seminar, which is very famous. So we're organizing a very big seminar, about 10 topics from foreign famous professors around the world. The target group is 1,000 students from PSU and other international universities. The third project in the PSU Open Mobility is Virtual Visiting Professor. We invited lecturers to come in, especially for the associate professor or professor around the world, to do lectures, to do a lab meeting for our students and our staff. So the number of foreign lecturers that coming into this Virtual Visiting Professor program is about 150. And the total hours of presentation or the lab meeting is about 600 hours. And the last one in this second PSU Open Mobility Project is about the world-class self-learning. So we granted scholarships for our staff, for our students to study online via the international platforms such as the edX, Coursera, or even other famous universities like Harvard. So our students and staff can get into the course and the university support for the fees. So as you can see, the university subsidizes 100% of the registration fee. So this one, right now, there are more than 500 courses has been applied. The third program is about the Reinventing Global Visibility Project. So it's one of the global and frontier group of the government that has classified PSU into. So we have to increase our visibility to the global level. So we organized two of the, I would say, quite big conferences. One is the QS Subject Focus Summit, which is already done in the 5th to the 7th of October 2021 in sustainable and resilient solutions in tourism today. So this one is about the tourism solutions after the COVID-19. And there's another one in November is the QS Apple 2021. We are the co-host with the Hong Kong Baptist University. So it's about the future relevance, emerging trends and workforce in the Asia Pacific. So I invite you all to attend the QS Apple in 2021 in November, the 1st to the 3rd of November. And the fourth project is about internationalization at home. You may know that I think every university has the same situation. So most of our students cannot go abroad, even before the COVID, due to the limitation of the finance or whatever, or limitation of the language. So we have to organize some activities at home. So the first one is about the global competency, MOOC. So we create a MOOC courses in campus so the student can study online with our system called a PhD MOOC. The second one is about the language opportunity correlation. So to improve the foreign language skill for our staff, our students. So I think most of our friends here are doing the second one as well. We select 3 language courses in this program. So the first one is English, the second one is Chinese, and the third one is the Indonesian languages, which is, we are in the south, so Indonesian languages, the Bahasa is more important. So the third one is the Young Global Affairs and Collaborate Communication. So this one is the activities for the student to the leadership of the program we call PSU Young Ambassador. So it's running in 5 campuses. We have about 7 activities in this one, and the activities respond to the SDG goals. And so the student create an activity that can respond to the one or two of the SDG goals in their area. So this one is the first one. So that's all from my side. So before I'm leaving, I'm looking forward for the future collaboration that you might think that is suitable either sides. And I look forward for Professor Gu to come to Phuket soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Takun. Thank you so much. Yeah, I also hope to see you in Taiwan soon.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Gu.
Thank you, Dr. Ong Silichon. Our next speaker is Dr. Genchi Gabwadrak, the president of New Mongol Academy, Mongolia. Please welcome Dr. Gabwadrak.
Hi, nice to meet everyone. My name is Gabwadrak. I'm president of New Mongol Academy. I'm very glad. Thank you for inviting this forum. Today, our Professor Inka Magdang is introduce challenges of New Mongol Institute of Technology for the first COVID pandemic He's received PhD in Taiwanese Yanjiang University. Okay, please, our Professor Enkamagzang.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us the 2021 Presidential Summit Forum. And now I'm going to introduce the presentation of the Mr. Kalbatrach. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see
you. Okay. Okay, thank you. And now I'm going to introduce the challenges of New Mongol Institute of Technology. Here is my content. First of all, I'm going to introduce the New Mongol Academy introduction, and the next I'm going to give the brief introduction about the New Mongol Institute of Technology. After that, I'm going to show some statistics such as evaluation statistics in general admission exam for the university and number of students in engineering program in Mongolia. Also going to introduce current enrollment statistics in New Mongol Institute of Technology. And finally, I'm going to give some summary. Here, you can see the New Mongol Academy. And this academy composed of following 7 organizations. And the first, in year 2000, New Mongol High School is established. And you can see the dates of the establishment of following 7 organizations. And New Mongol Academy has the 2 elementary schools and also New Mongol College of Technology and New Mongol Institute of Technology, also including the kindergarten. In this slide, in the left-hand side, you can see New Mongol Academy. This academy works in all kind of education levels, from pre-primary education till higher education. And you can see the entrance age and also graduate age from these left bars. And our high school is very qualified than the other public and private high schools in Mongolia. And you can see some statistics. For example, the number of students enrolled in high school and number of graduates currently, and faculties, and especially in our high school, most of the students, or almost more than 30% of our students from this high school, they went to the foreign countries for their bachelor study. For example, in Japan, we have already 491 students. They are already studying or studied in Japan, and also more than 250 students study in other countries. And we have very talented students. For example, here in the 19th generation student, a Mongol who went to the Harvard University, and in 2021, one of the students who was the gold medalist in International Mathematical Olympiad, he went to the MIT in USA. And also our New Mongol College of Technology. This college is Japanese styled, and in Japan we called Kosen. And this college prepares 4 major programs and their graduates get the diploma engineering, and they prefer mechanical engineering and civil engineering and chemical and electrical engineering. And you can see the number of students and total graduates from these statistics, and almost 45% of their graduates study for bachelor in Japan or work directly Japanese companies, and the rest of them is also working Mongolian companies, also study in Mongolian universities. For example, they have also very good students. For example, this first graduate, Jed Awadorch, who employed by Japanese airline company called as JAL. At the next, I'm going to introduce the New Mongol Institute of Technology. And our institute is established in year 2014. And our institute is very young. However, we have very good cooperation with the Japanese, USA, and also Taiwanese universities. For instance, we have the cooperation with the Pingtung University. By the way, I would like to congratulate the Pingtung University birthday. Happy birthday, Pingtung University.
Yes.
And our institute has following 6 engineering programs. Our institute only concentrate on the engineering programs. And now, currently we have 275 students, and during the last three years, we had 96 graduates, including the undergraduate and graduate students. In the right-hand side, you can see our environment. Some figures are showing our facilities and capacity of our institute. And some of our professors did very good research works, and also some of our graduate students. For instance, we have the student whose name is Kambatar, who was the first graduate student from our institute. He went to the Japanese Kyushu University, and he did his PhD. And this year we got the news. One of his research work is published in very famous research journal. Is named Nature, and we're proud of our graduate students. And also many of our undergraduate students who completed their bachelor in our institute, they went to Japanese university for their master, and also some European American universities. You can see from this list. And the next, I'm going to show the evaluation statistics of general admission exam, which means the requirement for the entrance in Mongolian universities. And the state minimum requirement is 480, which is the out of 800. And we shown in this graph during the last 3 years statistics, and you can see the average of national statistics less than 520, which is not enough for the which is very low, which means who is going to in engineering program, their score is very low. Which means that it is very difficult to train those students for the engineering programs. And we did some comparison with the New Mongol high school average. You can see the New Mongol high school average is far more than the national average. And next, we shown the number of students in engineering program of Mongolia. And students who graduate high school, they went to this kind of major fields. And from this pie chart, you can see engineering program, the number of students who choose engineering program is less than 10%, about 10%. And during the last 3 years, this percentage was keep on reducing. It's reduced to 9%. And during the last 3 years, it's reduced 1.6%. And if we compare commercial and business management programs, and students choosing those kind of programs keep on increasing year by year. But unfortunately, we choose the engineering program. They are very less percentage, and also this number is this percentage is reducing year by year. And in this graph, we are showing the current enrollment statistics, the last 4 years statistics, who enrolled in New Mongol Institute of Technology. During the last 4 years, it was less than 50 students for 6 kind of engineering programs. And here, the blue color represents the enrollment of the software engineering, and red is other 5 engineering programs, number of students who enrolled in New Mongol Institute of Technology. And during the last 3 years, number of students was very few, and percentage of the other kind of program, number of students in other programs was less than the software engineering. So in this year, we decided to get the enrollment only for software engineering in IT program, and we successfully got the 92 students, which was more than our expectation. We expect 80 students, but only in single IT program we get 92 students. And so that I'm going to give summary. From this year, NMIT decided to enroll students only in IT engineering class from this academic year. For other measures, we decided to transfer the 3rd grade student from our technology college called as COSE, and third, expanding the cooperation with the foreign technological university and colleges while working closely together with the domestic technology companies. Yeah. Thank you
very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I would like to thank Dr. Gavrak for your sharing, so that we will be able to understand more about the NMIT. Next, that we would like to invite Dr. Ron Van Hiep, the president of Tudamuk University, Vietnam. The president is online, and we will have the video clip first, and then if the president is going to share with us something, then we will wait for his comment. Now let us look at the video clips.
Kính thưa quý vị lãnh đạo Trường Đại học Quốc gia Bình Đông. Kính thưa quý vị đại biểu của diễn đàn kỷ niệm 8 năm thành lập Trường Đại học Quốc gia Bình Đông, tôi rất vinh dự được tham gia diễn đàn những thách thức của giáo dục đại học trong đại dịch Covid-19 của quý trường tổ chức. Tôi xin có bài phát biểu ở đây trước hết là để bày tỏ tình cảm, sự quý trọng và lòng biết ơn của tôi đối với lãnh đạo Trường Đại học Quốc gia Bình Đông. Chúng ta đã xây dựng một mối quan hệ tốt đẹp trên tinh thần phát triển bền vững giáo dục đại học. Lời đầu tiên, tôi xin chân thành gửi lời chúc mừng tốt đẹp tới quý vị lãnh đạo Trường Đại học Quốc gia Bình Đông. Chúc nhà trường ngày càng lớn mạnh và đóng góp to lớn cho sự phát triển của giáo dục đại học. Kính thưa quý vị, đại dịch Covid-19 không chỉ là cuộc khủng hoảng sức khỏe của nhân loại, mà còn là khởi nguồn dẫn đến cuộc khủng hoảng kinh tế xã hội chưa từng có, là cái mốc đánh dấu thời đại của chúng ta. Covid-19 đã ảnh hưởng nghiêm trọng đến giáo dục đại học. Nhiều trường đại học phải đóng cửa một phần hay toàn bộ, tiến trình học tập chậm lại và phát sinh những khoản chi phí không mong đợi. Dấy lên lo ngại về chất lượng của chương trình giáo dục được cung cấp từ xa. Bằng cấp được trao trong các điều kiện khẩn cấp có thể bị nghi ngờ về chất lượng, hệ lụy trong tâm lý của giảng viên, sinh viên khi giãn cách xã hội trong thời gian dài. Để ứng phó với đại dịch, giới đại học quốc tế đã có nhiều phản ứng sáng tạo dựa trên những tiềm năng sẵn có. Chúng tôi thấy có 3 tiềm năng lớn cần khơi gợi, đề cao như một lợi thế trong cải cách giáo dục đại học trong thời kỳ hậu Covid-19. Một là việc ứng phó với virus Covid-19 kích hoạt các trường đại học nhanh chóng tham gia vào tiến trình chuyển đổi số, kết hợp giữa công nghệ, giáo dục đào tạo và năng lực số. Virus Covid-19 bùng phát, tiến trình chuyển đổi số diễn ra nhanh hơn nhờ hệ thống hạ tầng giáo dục. Người học và người dạy không bị gián đoạn mà còn giúp tiếp cận thông tin nhiều hơn, rút ngắn về khoảng cách thu hẹp về không gian, tiết kiệm về thời gian. Với việc chuyển đổi số, nhiều mô hình giáo dục thông minh đang được phát triển trên nền tảng ứng dụng công nghệ đã hình thành trong đại dịch, hỗ trợ đắc lực việc cá nhân hóa học tập. Chuyển đổi số không chỉ dừng lại ở trong hoạt động giảng dạy mà còn cả trong công tác quản lý, nghiên cứu khoa học với các hình thức phong phú, từ việc số hóa thông tin quản lý, liên thông cơ sở dữ liệu, triển khai các dịch vụ trực tuyến dạy, học, kiểm tra, đánh giá, số hóa học liệu, thư viện số, phòng thí nghiệm ảo. Hai là tình đoàn kết xã hội của tập thể, cá nhân, giảng viên, sinh viên trong đại dịch với sự tận tâm và quyết tâm phi thường đã trở thành đặc điểm then chốt của giáo dục đại học. Đã có hàng ngàn giảng viên, sinh viên, khoa học thần tốc tham gia xây dựng, vận hành các bệnh viện dã chiến hay tỏa về các vùng trung tâm dịch để bổ sung đội ngũ thầy thuốc, giảng viên, sinh viên, các ngành nghề khác, đồng lòng hướng vào tâm dịch, trở thành lực lượng nòng cốt trong các hoạt động truy vết, lấy mẫu xét nghiệm, trợ giúp bệnh nhân Covid. Các chuyên gia có tay nghề cao lập tức lăn lộn với việc nghiên cứu thuốc men, các trang thiết bị y tế phòng chống virus Covid. Sự tham gia của các trường đại học trong đại dịch Covid-19 không chỉ là dấu ấn tốt đẹp mà đã vượt ra ngoài cuộc khủng hoảng Covid-19 và trở thành giá trị xã hội đặc biệt, là trách nhiệm xã hội của nhà trường, một tiềm năng to lớn để các trường đại học thúc đẩy cam kết vì lợi ích công cộng ở một tầm cao mới. Ba là đại dịch Covid-19 làm cho các trường đại học có phản ứng sáng tạo và lập kế hoạch khả thi khi xảy ra biến cố thời đại bởi các dạng thiên tai, địch họa. Từ cuộc khủng hoảng Covid-19, chúng tôi thấy rằng luật pháp dành riêng cho giáo dục đại học cũng cần phải hoàn thiện hơn, cho phép các trường đủ linh hoạt, sáng tạo trong các tình huống khẩn cấp của đại dịch hoặc sự kiện tương tự nào trong tương lai. Đại dịch Covid-19 rồi sẽ kết thúc, nhưng rõ ràng nó cho chúng ta thấy tương lai của giáo dục đại học cần phải thấu hiểu thêm nhiều mặt với việc chỉ ra một số thách thức và tiềm năng cho cải cách giáo dục đại học. Chúng tôi hy vọng gợi mở để các trường đại học nhận thức rõ hơn về khủng hoảng, chuẩn bị những phản ứng linh hoạt vì lợi ích cộng đồng, cùng nhau để xây dựng giáo dục đại học, đóng góp bền vững vào tương lai phát triển của nhân loại. Xin cảm ơn tất cả mọi người.
Thank you, Dr. Ram Van Hip. The next is Dr. Hip online. Would you like to make some comments? Okay. Next, we would like to invite Dr. Yohonda from the University Tunku Abdul Rahman, Malaysia. Please welcome Dr. Yohonda.
Hello, just to check that you will present the video at your site.
Okay, we'd like to see the video clip first.
Today, I would like to share with you some of the challenges of future university in the post-COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, a little bit about UTA, University Tunku Abdul Rahman. It's one of the private universities in Malaysia, and over here you can see from the slide some of the facts about the university. And we offer programs in 10 major studies areas as shown over here, and we offer over 120 academic programs covering bachelor, master and PhD degrees. Now coming to this important topic of challenges of future university, I can see that with the pandemic, we have to actually change our conventional face-to-face classes with online teaching and learning. And campus experience has to be generated through cyberspace. And of course, there will also the challenges of how to deal with international students because of the pandemic and also internationalization efforts. And also the other thing which is important is financial implications and prudent spending in this time of the challenges. That's why with these challenges, we know that it's important for us to look at opportunities as well. There's always a new opportunity for us. As we can see, there will be new form of online learning. How we can transform everything into a branded learning, even if after we have returned to the campus for physical teaching and learning. And it is also important to see how we can actually improve and advance on personalized learning. It will be from teacher-led approach to student-centered approach. Then the other thing is actually, as you know, learning is everywhere and every time. We have to actually know how to develop and motivate our students so that they are independent and they are willing to do exploratory learning and with the self-discipline. And also, the other thing is very important is that the curriculum should be actually more open-ended in the sense that the student will do learning and through many sources of information and resources, and the assessment can be open-ended approach, which will actually increase and enhance the students' higher order of thinking. There's also a new wave of campus experience. It is no longer limited to physical campus experience because cyber campus experience is as important as physical campus experience. And with cyber, we are talking about 20 hours, 24 hours times 7 days kind of a campus experience. And then in terms of student club and society, it has to be innovative and it has to actually tailor made to suit the latest new norm of campus life. And of course, during this time, peer mentoring and cyber campus meets are something that are getting more and more important. So the next slide actually show it to you some of the posters that we have actually activities that we have done during this pandemic time. For example, virtual run For example, the virtual reality presence of the campus and other things. And the next slide actually show you about opportunities as well for internationalization effort. For example, international students can access through online channel, cyber classroom, access from the globe. And in terms of internationalizations, we are talking about this area of effort in teaching, research, and collaborations. For example, there can be collaboratories, which is a network of laboratories that work together through this digital platform. And there can be virtual conferences and seminars. In terms of financial impact and all that, of course, that will actually facilitate and advance more automations of processes in the university so that we can do and achieve cost cutting with increased productivity. Okay? And also with these measures, we'll be able to do prudent spending, and also a lot of times many even in terms of faculty appointment can be flexible appointment with the global reach. In terms of, if you look at the next slide, you can see that virtual student mobility program is also getting important. Okay, so during this pandemic time, we have organized webinars, MOOCs, virtual study tour, cyber classroom, and virtual exchange and internship, virtual research attachment and all that, which have received great response from our students, from partner universities, and also from our collaborators all over the world. We have conducted, as you can see in this slide, various kinds of webinars. For information, during this pandemic period, our university has organized over 3,000 webinars and short courses with over 900,000 participation. And of course, there can be professional talks with partner university that we work together with our partner university to organize many talks. So in this case, it gives international exposure to the students of our university and also partner universities. And of course, virtual study tour that will make it more affordable, and students do not have to travel physically, but will be able to be actually exposed to various kinds of cultural experiences and also various kinds of courses available provided by our university and also our partner universities. Okay, here you can see there's an experience shared by a Utah student who have participated in this virtual tour that, according to him, a lot of great experience he has actually gained. Then, of course, there will be also this cyber classroom. We can work with partner university, like for example, in this case, with University of Delaware, to provide semester-long of cyber classroom where students of two universities, they join the classes together at the same time and do assignment, do the homework together. And because of this, they actually develop good friendship and there's a good interactions from students across different countries. And of course, with MOOC, over here, we have actually a website, Inspire at Learning, that provides actually all types of MOOCs program accessible by the public and also students from all over the world. And then during this pandemic time, we have also organized a few international collaboration forums where invite actually international officers from our partner university to join in, and then together to discuss about ways for enhancing collaborations internationally during this pandemic. I think that this is something suitable and will be able to actually overcome all the challenges and then facilitate collaborations. And of course, online research forum can provide also opportunity for doing research for our researchers through online platform. And also, industry academic dialogues is getting easier for us to have this kind of dialogue with the industry and to promote industry academia collaborations. So basically, that's all that I want to say. But with these challenges and all that, it opens up new opportunities and new ways of collaboration that we can work with our partner universities. Thank you very much.
To see whether Professor Lim would like to add something.
I would just like to wish all in the National Pingtung University in this auspicious occasion. May you sail with success in many years to come. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, we would like to invite Dr. Nur Hassan Tas, Director of Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Indonesia, to deliver his speech.
Good morning, Professor Kumai, and also all of the presidents, also directors of University of Indonesia. I'm already the head of Office of International Affairs. We would like to send a warm greeting from our rector, Professor Nur Hassan. We apologize that he couldn't attend the meeting because he has to be in Papua to attend the sports weeks, national sport weeks. So Professor Nur Hassan will present through the video presentation. Thank you and congratulations for NPTU.
Okay, we would like to share his clips.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, Bu An. Greeting from Surabaya. Perkenalkan, saya Profesor Dr. Nur Hassan MKes dari Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Indonesia. Saya sangat bersyukur karena dapat menghadiri undangan Asian Presidential Summit Forum yang kedua kalinya dari NPTU. Pada kesempatan hari ini saya akan mempresentasikan terkait tantangan dan peluang Universitas Negeri Surabaya setelah pandemi COVID-19. Secara umum, presentasi hari ini akan saya sampaikan dalam 4 topik. Yang pertama, terkait vaksin. UNESA selama pandemi sudah melaksanakan 6 kali vaksin dengan jumlah total 9.200 dosis. Program pertama dilakukan bekerjasama dengan Universitas Ciputra, jumlah 100 dosis vaksin Sinovac untuk pimpinan. Program kedua 1.000 dosis vaksin Sinovac, dan program ketiga jumlah 1.500 dosis vaksin AstraZeneca. Untuk vaksin keempat sejumlah 1.500 dosis juga vaksin AstraZeneca. Program vaksin kelima dilakukan bekerjasama dengan pemerintah Provinsi Jawa Timur, sejumlah 5.000 dosis vaksin AstraZeneca. Dan keenam dilakukan bekerjasama dengan STTAL, sejumlah 1.000 dosis vaksin Sinovac. Jumlah sivitas akademika UNESA, baik dosen dan tenaga kependidikan yang sudah vaksin, baik dosis pertama dan kedua, sudah mencapai 100%. Selanjutnya, untuk mahasiswa yang terlapor sudah mengikuti vaksin sampai saat ini adalah 13.000 dari total 30.000 mahasiswa. Topik bahasan yang kedua terkait penelitian dan pengembangan yang dilakukan selama pandemi. UNESA meraih penghargaan pendaftaran merek tertinggi dan pencatatan hak cipta selama pandemi. Dalam upaya penanggulangan dan penanganan pandemik, UNESA juga mengembangkan drone penyemprot desinfektan. Ada juga robot kece generasi ke-1 dan kedua yang telah didistribusikan sejumlah rumah sakit penanganan COVID-19. Bahkan ke depan kami bertekad mengembangkan robot kece generasi ketiga yang telah mendapat dukungan dana dari Kemenristek Dikti Teknologi atau BRIN senilai hampir 1 miliar rupiah. Kami juga memiliki detektor suhu dan detak jantung berbasis IoT Tentunya kami juga merancang dan mengembangkan sejumlah inovasi-inovasi lain sejalan dengan pencegahan virus COVID-19, serta pengembangan IoT untuk pengukuran suhu dan denyut nadi, yang kemudian dikembangkan menjadi temperature gauge. UNESA juga mengembangkan suplemen dari bahan organik untuk meningkatkan imun. Selain itu, juga sudah dikembangkan produk yang diperlukan untuk sterilisasi seperti hand sanitizer, disinfektan, dan sabun untuk mencuci tangan. Topik bahasan ketiga adalah aktivitas dan kebijakan yang dikeluarkan selama pandemi. Kebijakan pertama adalah terkait tugas akhir mahasiswa yang diberikan kemudian untuk diganti menjadi artikel ilmiah. Hal ini dikarenakan adanya kesulitan dalam pengambilan data di lapangan selama pandemi, sehingga mahasiswa diizinkan untuk melakukan kajian literatur, review, dan juga kajian lainnya yang mungkin dilakukan selama pandemi. Selain itu, kebijakan terkait nominal pembayaran UKT juga diterapkan untuk membantu mahasiswa yang mengalami kesulitan ekonomi akibat pandemi. Pada topik bahasan yang terakhir adalah terkait kesiapan proses pembelajaran pada semester gasal yang dimulai pada bulan Agustus 2021. Beberapa program studi sudah dirancang perkuliahannya hybrid atau blended learning. Pada metode blended learning, mahasiswa belajar melalui media online dan pembelajaran langsung yang dilaksanakan secara bersamaan. Dukungan teknologi komunikasi sangat diperlukan agar proses pembelajaran dan pengalaman belajar yang diterima oleh mahasiswa dapat berjalan dengan baik. Selain itu, UNESA sudah mengembangkan sistem online terintegrasi yang dapat diakses melalui website atau smartphone. Perkuliahan juga dapat dilaksanakan dengan platform Finesa untuk mempermudah siswa dalam mengikuti pembelajaran online atau blended. Demikian kiranya presentasi yang dapat kami sampaikan. Semoga melalui forum ini akan muncul gagasan-gagasan serta kolaborasi dalam mendukung pembelajaran pada era pandemik dan setelah pandemi COVID-19. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thanks, Rector.
Terima kasih.
And well, I would like to see whether the professor from UNESA would like to add some comment.
I think it is enough, sir. Yeah, thank you, Professor Kurmai, for the invitation. Yeah, and thank
Terima
you.
kasih.
Terima kasih. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, the representative from the University of Negeri Surabaya, Indonesia. And now we would like to invite Dr. Takanori Mikami, the president of Hiroshima Shudo University, Japan, to deliver his speech. Now we will hand over the mic to you, Dr. Mikami.
Hi, I'm Takanori Mikami, president of Hiroshima Shudo University in Japan. It is my great honor to have a chance to talk about the challenges of the future university in post-COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to thank all the people concerned organizing this University President's Summit Forum, as well as the previous one in December 2019. At that time, the theme was University Social Responsibility for Sustainable Development Goals. Due to your dedicated preparation, we could have a wonderful forum. I would like to offer my personal thanks to the whole of National Pinton University and particularly President Dr. Gu for your incredible spirit of hospitality. although there are countless words and ways in which I would like to convey my appreciation for your welcome last time, the time for my presentation today is limited. So let me move on to my topics today. There are three major points in my presentation. Firstly, let me talk about the impact and influence of the pandemic. Second, that is followed by online education at universities. Then I would like to explain my third and final point, that face-to-face communication at universities must continue and should be encouraged as we move into the future. Before the pandemic, people tended to think of globalization as an indispensable trend across the world. Money, information, and people moved on a global scale with high speed. Now, because of the pandemic, airplanes must carry air instead of passengers. The walls of national boundaries have become higher and higher, so that nations can restrain people's movement across those boundaries. I predict that the future world will be regulated by the notion of internationalization in lieu of globalization. What I mean by internationalization is the situation in which governments will be more concerned about their national boundaries and those of other countries. Sometimes they will not be able to accept immigrants who want to stay in their countries. Some may say that this is the opposite to the trend in which human beings travel around the world easily and promptly in the name of globalization. However, the pandemic has clearly shown us that governments need to play a more important role to curb this pandemic, perhaps even more so than international institutions such as WHO or even the United Nations. Some voices might exist that argue for a better world, which is hold international institutions such as these much more to account. But the reality shows that the nation state still has a tremendous as well as a functional role in the pandemic. From that perspective, people in the world still need to realize the importance of the nation state because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Universities across the whole world also have to consider their role and their relevance in today's world and the coming future. Of course, we must seek for the truth in academic disciplines. This is the true meaning of the existence of academia and crosses national boundaries. This is our mission and can continue regardless of what happens in the world. In this pandemic, universities in the world have developed their facilities and skills for online education. Indeed, seemingly brand new technologies like Zoom and Google Teams made it possible for us to communicate each other simultaneously without thinking about physical boundaries. Now we face the age in which social distance has become a new norm that we cannot ignore. People in the university can enjoy stimulating conversation without worrying about international flight tickets and hotel and other accommodation fees. This is, of course, a wonderful transformation indeed. If you simply think about seeking the academic truth, the current situation only shows us positive aspects. But as you all know, any university does not only have an academic role or function. Universities are not simply comprised of academic people like professors or graduate students. Without doubt, online education has a tremendous possibility to go further in our future in our truth-seeking activities. But don't we still need face-to-face communication? Isn't it necessary to have an actual campus like all the participants here today? I question if Minerva University or Open University are really all we need in the world. I myself, while at university, spent a lot of time with my friends and colleagues in the university orchestra. Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but I practiced for 5 or 6 hours a day instead of attending academic classes. But the truth is, those are some of my most wonderful and precious memories from university, as well as being some of my most valuable learning experiences. The discussions we had among us in the orchestra made it possible for me to think and rethink deeply about many problems and move some way towards solving them. How can we deny our current students such a vital and integral part of the experience at our universities? I am a person who insists on promoting the added value of actual universities. If a university is an entity simply designed for and focused upon the search for academic truth, we may no longer need universities in their current state. Nonetheless, I would like to strengthen the importance of cultural development and diverse experience for our students. Not only academic pursuit, but also offering cultural development and varied experiential chances, and roles that we must bear in society, and the society expects us to bear. It is up to us to manifestly live up to and surpass those expectations. I remember the National Pinto University has a fantastic soccer pitch and ground on the campus. I'm sure that not only students, but also people from all walks of life, including the local community, may use that wonderful facility. This is just one example of moving beyond the academic purpose and displaying the diverse cultural role a university should play in today's society and in the future. In sum, universities should maintain their current mission. On top of that, I would just like to reiterate on that, of course, the new aspect of that mission, utilizing online resources and developing the IT environment in our academic classes is essential. There are some classes that run even more smoothly and they are held online. Flexible development for future further digital transformation and revolution, as well as retaining the current function on campus, are integral and mutually essential enhancements as we go further into the future together. Thank you very much for sharing some of your valuable time with me. Thank you indeed. I know.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mikami.
I'm Takanori Mikami, President of Hiroshima.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mikami, for the informative speech. Now, last but not the least, we would like to invite Dr. Wegun Thong Alam, President of Rambabani, Ratchapi University, Thailand, to deliver his speech. We'll play the video clip.
Lampai Phani Ratchapat University is a state university with the mission to produce graduates on academic research, cultural and effective management based on a principle of good governance. It also plays an important role in providing a stable, prosperous, and sustainable local development. In this COVID-19 pandemic, RBIU has participated with the local community by providing a building to be a temporary field hospital for quarantine and treatment the infected people for 14 days. Moreover, RBIU has supported the doctors and nurses by providing a remote control vehicle to service the infected people instead of the hospital staff to reduce risks and hazards from COVID-19. For the challenge of future university in the post-COVID-19 pandemic, I believe there are so many challenges have been waited for us, but we can step over together along with the solid relationship through several collaboration that will be occur in the future. Finally, I am pleased and honored to participate in this celebrating the 8th anniversary of NPTU and wish NPTU success in all purposes and prosperous in every dimension.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tongkaram, for your sharing.
All right. I have to apologize first for the delay of the forum. By that, we are now reaching the end of the 2021 Presidential Summit Forum. Humbly, we want to thank each one of you for attending this forum. As we are now in the third decade of the third millennium, more and more issues needed to be taken care of by the university, and that we have to work together with the government, with the society, and the industry. Your fruitful information in each of your presentations truly give us insight to meet the future challenges of the university. We appreciate all the presenters for your effort in leading your esteemed university and connecting with National Pingtung University in the finale of this forum. We would now like to invite our president, Dr. Mike Gu, to deliver his closing remark. Welcome, President Mike Gu.
Okay, thank you so much, Arthur and Sonia. I think it's my pleasure to give the wrap-up remarks for this online international Asian Presidential Summit Forum. After the 16th presentation of each university, I believe that we have already learned from the shared information by each university. And I personally believe that during this COVID-19 pandemic, all the universities confront different kinds of difficulties and challenges. However, I know at the higher education institution like us, we must face the problem. We must face the challenges. And even we have to develop our resolve, our solution to overcome these difficulties, especially for the unprecedented COVID-19. And I would like to cite some of the presentation of each university. The first one, I like to cite that from RMUTI. I think this is a very new and very practical policies, which is I think is the upskilled, reskilled, and new skills for all the students for facing a new employabilities in the COVID-19 era. And the second, I was also impressed by the presentation of Major University President Willapong. He mentioned that, especially during this pandemic, we have to bear this in mind. That's wisdom with innovation. I think probably all of you are all agreed. We have to do something which is traditional, is not traditional, and we have to do something different. And then I would also like to cite one presentation, which is done by, let me check my note, by IMTI, President Kosik. Because in your presentation, you mentioned that you have sandbox safety zone in school. I think this is also a new idea for confronting COVID-19. And because of the time, I don't like to cite every presentation. However, I believe all of you are consent with me, agreed with me, that we are now faced the challenges of COVID-19, especially at our higher education institution. And so every university now has been working very hard to develop different kinds of systems to overcome this situation. But I think after listening to all of you, I learned a lot. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all your contribution and your sharing, especially your very precious experience. However, I would like to provide my personal comments after this presentation, which is 3C plus 1T. The first C is that under this pandemic, we have to cope with the situation now we are confronting, because coronavirus has been proof that it will exist for a very long time. So we have to peacefully live with the coronavirus. And I think this is the first C, cope with the coronavirus for a peaceful and smooth life, not only in academic life, but also in the society. And the second C is that we have to create. This is the second C, create. The new technologies and even innovation for dealing with COVID-19. I think this is my second C. And the third C is collaborate or cooperate with the university, even internationally, more internationally. I totally agree with the presentation by UTAS, Malaysia's president, that internationalization at home now has to become even more important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the 3C. The first C is cope with, and the second C is create more innovation and new technologies. And the last C is collaborate or cooperate. And the last is T. The T means we have to transform ourselves. What's the meaning? You know, during the presentation, I also heard that one of the presentation is a lot of the disadvantage to the students. And we have to turn over the disadvantage into advantage. That's what we call transformation. And how we transform, I think, with the new technology of ICT and internet, and even all the equipment and technology have been developed. The teaching and learning and even research in the university will be even more better and fruitful than before. So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the National Pingtung University and on this very special occasion of our University Day, I thank you so much for your involvement and also your contribution. And I would like to thank you again with the final quotation from a novel entitled A Tale of Two Cities, written by Charles Dickens. He said, it was the best of the time. It was the worst of the time. But I would change his sentence to, it is the best of the time. And it's also the worst of time. So we have to take the time now and be prepared and be brave to face the challenge. And then we move forward together toward an even more prosperous and even more advanced university. Thank you so much for your participation. And I hope to see you very soon after the pandemic. Especially, we also welcome to come to Taiwan to visit us, because we guarantee you a very safe and secure environment free of COVID-19. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, President Gu, for the closing remark and the encouragement.
Thank you.
This will mark the end of the forum, and we thank you once again for your attendance and look forward to meeting either online or in person again soon. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you. I hope to see you very soon in the near future. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you all my old friends.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. See you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, Miss.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Excuse me, Sonia.
For your information, today is also my wife's birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Okay.
Can we turn on the camera? Can we turn on the camera and take a photo together?
Oh yeah, I think probably the OIA can take the photos before we leave.
We did in the beginning. Can we turn on the camera and take a photo together?
Sure. Yes, turn on the camera again, please.
Please.
Turn on the camera.
Okay.
Whoever is still on, turn on the camera.
Okay.
Okay, we count 1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you again.
Then bye-bye.
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 Happy birthday.
See you next time.
Thank you. Thank you.
He was.